Do not skip your assignments, presentations, continuous assessment, or midterm examination. Anything that has to do with being awarded marks, please do not skip it. What is continuous assessment? So at the Teachers Training College, most often they give out continuous assessment to students, and the total marks for this continuous assessment is 40 marks. Now, out of the 40 marks, whatever you get out of the 40, you're going to look for an additional 60 marks in addition to this. So let's say you start for a particular course this semester and then you had 38 out of 40. Now, going into the examination hall, you're going to look for 60 marks in addition to the 38. So whatever score you get out of the 60 will be added. So let's say if you go to the examination hall and you get 30 out of 60, so 30 plus the 38, that means you're around C thereabouts. That is why it is very important for you not to miss your CA or anything that has to do with you being awarded a marks. Most often I mostly like the CA part because you are supposed to do well when it comes to CA. You should try and get 35 and above, because some of the courses you get to the examination hall and whatever you've read throughout your handout might not even drop. It's going to be an application questions, and you know how application questions are. You have to rack your brains so that you get the answers just like whatever it is in the marking scheme. If it becomes so difficult, that is when maybe they might consider to bring down the marking scheme. So at the end of the day, even if you're not able to perform at the examination hall, you know very well that you had a CA of, let's say, 35. So if you should get even 20 out of 60, you know you're not trailing, or you're not going to go for a refer or go and resit for the examination. That is why it's very important for you not to skip. Most students do skip CA, and then when it happens, the lecturer will decide, okay, I can give you 10 out of 40, 15 out of 40. Now imagine you go to the exam hall and the questions are difficult. I remember a particular year we were given a particular book to read. The name was Changes. Ama Ata Edu wrote that book. And you know how if you've read Ama Ata Edu's novels, you realize that the English is kind of, I don't know, it doesn't sound like the normal English we always speak, or the British, you get it. So for once, I started reading the book in first semester, so because I thought we were going to sit for that exam during our first year. Now, first semester passed, we didn't sit for the examination. First year, second semester, we didn't sit. We got to second year, I think second semester, we got to the examination hall, and questions about changes, Amata Edu drop. Trust me, that year over 80% of all the 46 public colleges of education in Ghana sat for the paper again. We had to resit, and even with those that we were able to ace that paper, it was English. With those that were able to ace that paper, we were not many. So please do not relent. These are some of the study habits you need to grab as a first year or a freshman at college. Next on the list, when you get to the exam hall, the first thing you have to do is write your index number. Most often, a lot of students are so bothered about whatever is going to drop at the examination. So when they get to the examination and the questions are being put before them, they start flipping through the questions, okay? And then they realize that, oh, I saw this somewhere, I didn't read it. So they try asking other colleagues at the examination hall. And what this means is that at the end of the day, you forget that you did not even start with your index number, and by the time they say stop work, you've completely forgotten that you did not write your index number. This can also lead to you failing. So please, the first thing for you to do is to write your index number. Please do not forget this. The next thing I also like to talk about is watch YouTube videos. I mean, for courses that are difficult, courses that you do not understand, courses like chemistry. One of the hardest courses, let me put it that way, for science students is mostly biochemistry, okay? So courses that they teach you in class that you do not understand, spend some time on YouTube. I'm not saying spend all your time on social media. Spend some time on YouTube and try getting the knowledge, get a concept, just adapt a method of how you're going to be able to write this paper once you get to the examination hall. You should just be able to answer at least 2 questions conk, and you're good to go. So for courses that are difficult, please do well to watch YouTube videos, and also just Google online, go online and then search. You'll be able to solve them for yourself. Yeah. Next, you'll be going for field experience. What is field experience? Field experience such as the supporting teaching in schools. So for that one, mostly you are being told when you go, do not teach. Your duty is to observe, okay? But most often, some of the teachers that you're going to meet in the classroom will tell you, oh, please, can you handle this lesson for me whilst I do this or I do that? Can you please mark the register for me whilst I do this and I do that? Then most of your colleagues will be telling you, you are here to observe, you're not here to teach, so don't mind them. But trust me, the moment you start doing that, you get experience, okay? You get to know all these things even before you go for your micro teaching or your macro teaching. And so by the time you should get to level 300 or 400, you understand all these things. You know how to close a register, you know how to open a register, you know how to introduce a topic to the students. You know when before you even teach a student, you have to teach from known to unknown. You'll be taught all these things. And so you just don't go and stand in front of the students and start talking. At the end of the day, you talk and talk and talk, and the students will not grasp anything. Anytime you're teaching and the place is quiet, just know that there's something wrong somewhere. The students are not grasping the concept. So you have to change your method. Okay, so please, when you go for your field experience, in as much as you are there to observe and look at how teaching is done, when you're being told to do something, at least just consider it. Because most often, some of the tutors will be looking at you, and when you're leaving, when it's time for you to leave, they'll be like, you've really helped us, okay? So this is just some little token. You can use this to just purchase something little. You get it. But if you go and you are relaxed because they said you are going to observe, and so you are just there to observe, you don't do anything, that is an error. The last thing I would like to talk is very important, very, very important to me, is how you dress. It's very important. There's a saying that you dress the way you want to be addressed. In as much as you're in a uniform, please dress decently. The men, make sure you're properly tagged in. Even from your first year to 400, you know, there are students that you see them from afar and you really, really admire them. Why? Because right from level 100 or level 100 to level 400, you realize that they've been decent throughout their lives. And these people, when it gets to a point that they are going for leadership roles, it makes it very easy. But here's the case, level 100, you are kind of rough, you don't really care about your outfit, you don't care about your hair, you don't do anything, and then you are getting to leadership roles because you want to become a leader. Now you started dressing, people will recognize you, people will know that when you were in level 100, you were not like this, you just want the leadership role, and that's why you're changing. And so please take note of that, please. Yes, and so these are some habits you need to adapt. These are some habits you need to be very cautious as you get to college. Thank you very much. My name is Lottie. Please consider hitting the like button, subscribe, and of course turn on notification bell so that you don't miss important educational content from us. Peace out.